This flame is really aggressive, isn't it? Hey guys, so yeah, today my agenda is to go to Pigalle, and I've got some things I got to take care of. And then I could check out the Moulin Rouge as well while I'm there, just take some photos of it. Every day I try to be a little bit of a tourist. And today I think I might as well walk over to the Moulin Rouge and get some photos while I'm there. Anyway, so what's new with Harry and Meghan? What are the updates? I don't think there is a heck of a lot with Harry and Meghan going on. I know that Harry is scheduled to visit the UK at the end of the month. I believe he has an award ceremony or something like that with one of his charities. It might very well be Well Child, right? And he's going to be there for that in person, which is really cool. I am not privy to what the derangers and the toxic carnival of so-called experts are saying about that. I'm sure they have a lot of analysis about, Harry being in the UK at the end of the month, I mean, these people, they analyze everything. So I don't know what they're saying, and I don't frankly care. I don't really have time and energy. Yeah, I don't really have time and energy to micro nitpick the idiocy of these people on a daily basis. It's just ridiculous, and it's beneath my dignity as well. So there's that. So Harry's going to be in the UK at the end of this month, right? But since Tyler Perry's birthday bash, I really haven't heard much else about the Sussexes. Meghan, there was the nasty article in that paper or a couple of papers, and I didn't really pay much attention to it because, I'm not taking the bait. I know this is all distraction from Kate and William's cancer. And, I have said it is my opinion that that whole thing was a hoax. And that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. And so once it seemed like we were on the tip of, exploring that and, going deep into that, they pulled out the bottom of the deck card, Meghan. Let's just put something on Meghan because they know that everybody will turn their attention to that and, spend their time and energy dissecting the article rather than focusing on, what I believe was the biggest hoax of the
Turn left
21st
onto Rue du
century,
Faubourg Montmartre.
right? And again, that's my opinion, right? So I didn't really take the bait. I was the only one who didn't take the bait, but I can't keep the news cycle on, what I believe to be a hoax by myself, and people didn't get it. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. So anyway, so apparently GB News came out yesterday or the day before, and they basically copped to the fact that the hit piece was just a hit piece. Apparently, I didn't read the article. I think I heard it on either Murad or Sussex Family TV, one of those channels, where they said that GB News admitted that, Meghan didn't bully her employees and, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, whatever. I didn't really need GB News to come out with that to tell me what's obvious, right? So I didn't even give that any bandwidth, pretty much. So there's that. And what else is going on? Well, look, I mean, my attention for the last couple of days has sort of been on the Diddy case. I really find it interesting from a legal perspective. I mean, I think his story is rather boring in the sense that, I mean, who lives like that? Who does that? Who gains so much influence and financial wealth and professional success and then they do that with it? You know what I mean? It's kind of like you have to work so hard to be so filthy. It's so much energy that you put into this filth, you and your friends. And the thing is that it's not just him who is like this. It's a lot of these people that, so many young people look up to and admire, who attended these parties for years knowing that this is going on. And now they're like, oh, I've seen stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff at those parties. I know those parties are funny. And I'm just looking at all of them. And I'm just like, get the heck away from me. Just get out of here. All of you, I don't listen to these music and I don't follow these types of people anyway. But I mean, the notion that they're all now just throwing up their hands, like trying to be innocent. Oh, they've seen things. But okay, you saw it one time and you went back 10 more times to see more. You are just as bad as this guy. You're just as bad as this guy. Right? This is how I feel about it. Anybody who attended those parties, anyone who attended those parties, is just as filthy as this guy because they all knew what was going on. But that all being said, my moral outrage has nothing to do with the law and the penal code and the Constitution and all of those things, right? And I can separate my issues, right? I can separate my issues. My moral outrage is not on trial here. This monster is on trial. And to me, it's just really fascinating to put the law on it and see what I come up with. And as I have probably said in another video, my inner sort of, instinct is a defense lawyer. I'm a defense lawyer. I'm just like a quintessential defense lawyer. And it's so ironic that I can't even explain it to you, right? Because I wanted absolutely nothing to do with criminals and criminal law at all. At all. I mean, in law school, I wanted nothing to do with criminal law. And in the end, my instinct is a defense attorney, right? So immediately he's arrested and he's detained, and I don't see anything that the prosecution has done or is doing that makes any sense to me. It's about the defense. I don't know what that is. I'm like, stop, side with the prosecution because you don't like this guy. He's filthy, but no, it's not about that, and it's not about my, you know, it's not about me. It's about, you know, the law again, and making sure that when you convict people and you put them away for life and this, that, and the next, that you do it properly and that it is fair, that it complies with the law, and so on. And so, the prosecution, they have to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt, right? And I don't see how they make out a racketeering case beyond a reasonable doubt with these facts. I mean, this man is filthy. He had his orgies and his freak offs and whatever, right? And it's disgusting. It's filthy. It's horrible. But it's not a criminal act. It's immoral. It's an immoral act, but it's not criminal. And even if it is criminal, it certainly isn't racketeering. You know what I'm saying? And why isn't it racketeering? Because he wasn't making money from this. People weren't paying him to have these freak offs. If anything, he was paying people to have to come in for the freak offs. And the thing with racketeering is that you have to make money from it. You have to have a commercial profit from it. And I don't see it here. I don't see what commercial profits he made because nobody was paying him to be there. Okay. He's accused of having these quote unquote sex workers being the operative word. When you're working, you're getting paid, right? So he's not, this idea that there was a conspiracy, a racketeering conspiracy with these freakouts. I am not buying it. And I think it is a fatal flaw in the prosecution's case. And quite frankly, I don't think that the prosecution expects to win the racketeering prong of this case. I think they threw that in to scare the crap out of him, because when you are convicted on the RICO, you do life in prison potentially, right? So what they're doing is they throw that in to put pressure on him to plead guilty to some lesser charges, whether it's, I don't know, they have there, the trafficking for prostitution, or the transportation for prostitution. These are lesser charges. I don't believe you get life in prison for those, and there's some additional things. There's arson, where apparently there was some Molotov cocktail used to blow up some car, and bribery, and possession of narcotics, and possession of guns. I mean, I don't know that. I don't know what all of the different. I haven't really read the actual. I haven't seen all of the paperwork, but I'm sure that they're trying to get him to plead to a lesser charge than the racketeering. I mean, that's their strategy. This is a strategy to throw in the racketeering and get them to come up with some kind of a plea, right? Anyway, listen, that's all for this one. I mean, take everything I said with a grain of salt. I live in my own little capsule. I have no idea. People start telling me, oh, what about Tupac? And da 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 da. So, they want to punish him for all kinds of things that I'm not privy to this. I don't follow these kinds of things. I have no idea. I'm just going based on the raw, facts of this particular case and the charges, and that's it, right? Anyway, listen, you guys, take it with a grain of salt, because I have no idea even with that. Okay. It's entertainment. See you in the next one, you guys, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up and share. Bye.